big event, 40v40. We have not only two clans fighting one each other, we have multiple clans ranging from XD, Spectre, fucking UC, Fortis, we've got them all, OGSalt, we've got a couple of them, and extras. This is not going to be just clans, this is for everybody. Whoever signed up is in this. I was lucky enough to be actually asked by Green himself if I wish to cast this, and I said yes as soon as possible. It's going to be a load of fun. It's going to be amazing. I hope I'm going to see some amazing stuff. So, here's the teams. Hopefully you don't mind it being here right now. There are going to be more people jumping in, but hopefully we'll see everything. It looks like some people... I'm not really sure what's going on right now. People are changing, people are swapping. Alright, no. The way it's going to be... Yeah, there we go. So, as the title shows, the clans have been set on different teams to try and balance it out. So there is obviously a little bit less clans on the Team 2 side. That is just because competitive level is slightly different. So it's trying to balance more clan coordination towards less clan with few extra people. So we've got, obviously, as you can see, Spectre, we've got Corex, a good guy that gave a couple of shoutouts to the stream. XtraD in their little thing going on. Some more Spectres. There's a large turnout of Spectre clan members. Hopefully they're going to have a very wonderful night. We've got a clan of OGSalt. Hopefully they do just as well as what I've seen in the past. And a couple of others coming in. As you can see, I do have the XtraD tag in my name. I'm not going to just be focusing on them, not to worry. The last thing I do is anything that specifically targets or favoritisms a clan. On the Russian sides, we've got a lot of Fortis members and UC guys, along with several people that we know to be good players. So it is going to be an amazing turnaround. Hopefully we some amazing things. Now I'm going to hit up the words caster and lock it so no one tries to join me.
Lion, the westernmost lodgy has a lot of slots in it as well. You can fit
Man up in the strikers.
We might take 2 MRAPs.
So I am a little bit rusty with the squad camera, so hopefully you can forgive me, but we'll see how we go. So for the US side, we've got 2 open tops. Seems like they're grabbing at least all of them. We've got a couple of
What do you want to different props?
let's call them APCs for now.
Blocks, like, everything.
So those, are they going to grab both? For now, it looks like they're only going to be using one for the startup, with all 3 trucks in the lineup. 2 lodges, 3 lodges. Looking good, looking beautiful. Someone's shouting out for a call out on stream. From what we can see, they have 3 HABs set up to try and keep them bottlenecked on their north side and keep them away from that northwest island. Because while they cannot build entirely on that northwest, you can make it into a small base.
You can just make sure they can't fucking field and all that stuff.
And it is pretty good for the 30 mils to sit there. It's pretty damn good.
Bombs, guys, please. Clear bombs.
So Musket will take west.
West going, Steve.
We'll move east with mobile.
If Joe's just 2 people up at a defensive have down.
So it looks like we're all getting ready. They did get the second APC. So hopefully it all leads out well. If they play their cards right, they can do quite a bit of damage. But it's going to be risky with the 30 mils. Now in the front, we've got the Spectre boys. Clearly white and skinny. Which side is that? Squad 3 is currently in the lead, followed by the Clash boy, Corex stream, so the next Spectre squad. Then we have the XDs and Spectre trying to share the road together. It looks like XD's having a little bit of trouble driving, with a couple others coming up from the rear. Now we'll try and keep up with the head of the line so we can see what the first engagements are going to be like. There's Ishi giving a hopeful wishes to the other team. Hopefully it's all going to be fun. There's a little warning towards people that are trying to play unassigned. Okay, so we've got squad 3 heading super far to the east, probably trying to block that tunnel vision, while we have one squad stopping towards the pier and a couple of others just spreading out trying to get towards the territories. Now, the way that it usually is, if it's already been captured, you need at least 3 people to capture it, otherwise 1 is enough. So you can do a massive spread, but if they get blocked, it can become very detrimental. This is territory. If any of you guys have not yet played it, hopefully you enjoy this. So as you can see, there are hexes on the map if we zoom in. They're about 100 meters each hex, maybe give or take a little bit more. And they have to capture them in order. And they have to, no matter what, be connected to the shields on the southwest and the northeast. So if they're not connected, you cannot capture or you cannot hold. So it's very important to keep this front line going. So from the looks of things, squad 3 and 2 are going to be running into squad 1, but it also looks like 3 and 7 are going to run straight into them. It looks like there's a Logi truck about to run into 2 crows, about a 30mm waiting in line. There's the first shots against Beast and Ponyboy. It looks like Beast had lost that fight. They did put down a radio. Ooh. Here we go. There's the shot. Stenton goes down. That open top is out for the taking. We'll have to see if they're going to destroy it or keep it there to waste their time. Now, Nadi and Pony are digging down this radio. Or at least they're getting prepared to. They have already told the team.
Set up the second one on 5i mark, I'd say.
But it looks like Nadi's going to be running into some difficulties trying to keep this defended. Oh, the perfect flit. Nadi takes out Chaos. Chaos had no idea what was going on just then. But there's still Short Ass and Chicken moving in, knowing full well that there are enemies on this radio. We're going to have to see how this goes, but we'll see in a moment. There's one shot. Oh, he traded with Chicken. He nearly took out Avni. No, he nearly took out Short Ass, but luckily Short Ass reacted in time. Now there is Toverage and Maximus opening up on this 30mm. This 30mm is only just reacting. Infinity and Flex are now opening fire. However, there's the second vehicle coming in. Oh no, Maximus having to retreat, but counter flak. And Mac Dazzler coming in. Oh no, the 30mm is on fire. There goes the smoke, trying to escape. And fortunately, it just was not enough. So kudos to the Spectre guys moving in together as a team. That was beautifully well done. There's a couple of Mike Bryan and a couple of other Spectres moving in on this radio, and they have already lost it. Now, if we look towards, let's say, the middle of the map, we've got a different circumstance happening. The UCF guys are currently moving in pretty well. They've taken over a slight factory overlook. It is a pretty damn good place to sit in Scorpio, if I do say so. There's been a couple of hubs in open games built on this island here.
There's one east-southeast.
There's a little conversation happening. So the problem that some US find on this map is that the Russians are really camouflaged. And there goes York. Unfortunately, he did not see what happened, but luckily Al Gravy heard where the shots came from and Archer gets taken out. Nice shooting by Al Gravy. It looks like a lot of them are currently standing on the 3 burst on their guns. So we'll have to see if everyone else starts doing the same. So we've got Swag King and Mr. Handkerchiefin currently running back because Gorilla is around and waiting like a killer shark. He is going to be waiting for them to try and loop around the corner, I reckon. Or he's actually moving up. Interesting. Interesting. He is a assault, an automatic assault rifle, so we'll have to see how this goes. It doesn't have as much kick as the machine gun, but there's still a kick. And there's Hanker. He doesn't open
30 mil
fire.
mark,
I feel like he's waiting for a group to move through, or possibly just didn't want to open up and give himself away.
Taken back, 06.
So it does look like 06 is being taken. There's the front line. It looks pretty stable at the moment, but it looks like the US is currently holding pretty well. Brewy super far out front, taking people left and right. Unfortunately, he just got flanked by Corvair and Ishii. That was seriously unfortunate. That is why so many people like these cliffs. They're perfect to overlook all the way towards the beach. It's perfect sight. You can see everything. And the last thing you want is the enemy team to hold that position. Now, if we have a look towards number 4, to east of the map, Spectre is moving up pretty damn nicely, but UC and the F have set up positions in buildings and the forest, trying to keep them away from being able to run across this open field. Now, just as I looked, Ethereal goes down, running straight into Brodog, Chaos, and Shortass. And it looks like Borg is running straight into him and got caught out in the open field. That's super unfortunate. Shortass with the perfect shots. I think it was 1 miss, 2 hits, and he was down. Now, Razy's currently bleeding out, and people are just trying to move out.
By 30 mil mark.
Now, from what we can see, super way up top and on the map with squad 4 on that east side, they do have the line of sight. That is a very popular place for the Russians to set up the 30 mil, or possibly 2. It is, from what I've been told, while it's one of the most defensible spots, it is one of the most visible areas you can physically be. Now, if we look super far out, Brodog is in the 30 mil, super far out, currently going through the tunnels, which I thought the Spectre was coming to block, but that was my fault. Usually not many people try and deal with that tunnel anyway, because it's usually mined in the first 5 minutes and people usually blow up.
Losing 07.
Yes, you are. You will soon be losing 06 as well, because it looks like a lot of OGSalt's getting taken out by not 1 squad, but at least 2 squads of Fortis and UC. Now, this is not looking very pretty, and they are trying to pick themselves up, but unfortunately, Thrillhouse, the last one alive, gets taken out by a couple of shots by most likely HBK, I reckon. All them souls. Don't want to give the wrong shout out there. Now, towards the beach, however, they're losing 10 as well. It looks like the Russians are pushing the Americans back. Now, this beach is a death zone. This is not a happy place to attack. It is the last thing you want to do. Unfortunately, it looks like the Americans could not push themselves forward, but they are trying to bring it back. There's a couple of people at the entrance. They did take out Toxin Head. However, Art and CFC are getting themselves set up in very good places. Honestly, I did not actually realize this place myself. Kudos to Art showing this, but as you can see, super open field on the US side. Not a good way to look. Not a good way to run over. It's just death. You need so many smokes to do it if they get set up. It's just not going to be pretty. Now, we have a look over here. Brewy unfortunately gets caught out in his own open field with El Gravy getting shot from the outlying trees. Ooh, a few shots. Ting goes down. Corvair was hit, but HBK gets taken out. Now, nice try, Ting. Unfortunately, there was just too many of them. Now, if we have a look towards 07, it looks like the Americans have won back 07. However, there's still a couple left over. They cannot leave this territory, or they will start losing it once again. Now, Chaos gets taken out. Now, if they could hold themselves, they can actually force them to stall on these levels. If they could, this game could go for quite a while. We've currently got 235 tickets out of 222 tickets, with 39 kills to 49, 51 deaths to 45. It's looking interesting. The revives are pretty much similar, as well as the heals, which is honestly pretty surprising. It's usually slanted very heavily on one side. And I'm talking about the revives and heals here. Oh, that open burst of automatic fire on Ishii as he was running down the road.
We need a collaboration on some sort of push.
Now, here goes Brodog. He is solo driving. This is pretty risky on a 30 mil because he can only react every few seconds by switching seats. So if he's in trouble, he's not going to be able to retreat very quickly. But at the same time, it saves losing 2 members for the vehicle. It's kind of a risky choice. So 10 and 4 is getting taken over by the Russians. It looks like the Americans are getting pushed back pretty heavily. They've recently set up a new hub here at this open building. No. Was I mistaken? I thought I saw a hub marker. I think it might have just been a random place on the map. But it does look like they've taken over this factory. This is one of the more popular places as well. This factory is a beautiful place to set up sometimes. That overhang on the cliff is a death trap for the Habs though. While towards the beach's refinery, factory, smeltery, I'm not really sure what you would call this. It does look like the Russians have set it up. There's Mr. UC Catgun, currently squad leading his own beautiful squad, currently running away from his open field. There's Dyslexic giving a shout out that the eastern side is getting hammered and getting pushed back. But honestly, the eastern side is doing a little bit better than the western side, but there's not much you can do about it. It's a costly adventure trying to pull people out of essentially a, how would you describe it? A well-situated camping spot, you could say. There's a nice RPG from Keto trying to take people out. Unfortunately, I think he did take out Evans. Couple of shots through the window. Swag King's trying to take some hits. He did hit Toxin once. However, Toxin came prepared by taking a few quick shots at Swag King. There's a couple of pre-fires, but nothing kidding. It looks like Mr. Toxin is reading their minds.
He's peeking over the fence.
Now he's got to be careful because there's multiple peaks that could happen. Scared just took a look-see, but unfortunately just didn't happen.
Had anyone got his
Got like a rally or something coming out of there.
Oh, good job, Squad 5. Taking over Area 6 again. Now, they're going to have to try and push them out. They reckon something was at those apartments. However, there's only a rally. The hub is slightly further placed down the street.
What cap?
Well,
starting cap 6 again.
We have a look in the forest. It seems like there's death on both sides. It looks like they're trading pretty nicely.
Oh no.
That nade on Octopus Prime, that was beautifully thrown. Now Denton is back up, so Evil's going to quickly bandage himself. There's Chaos opening fire on possibly Thrill House. No, El Gravy, and he gets taken out. Nice shots from Chaos. But that's given Denton a nice shout out that he is over here. Ooh, the quick reaction prone, saving Chaos's life. Unfortunately, Denton wasn't prepared. There was the little rise that actually covered Chaos's prone, so it became possible for him to survive this. Now, he's not in a good position because Denton is an auto rifleman or possibly a machine gun. No, auto rifleman. There goes Octopus Prime for the second time, but Sweet Picks taken out by Denton's handgun. Beautifully done. So he is a machine gunner. And there comes Chaos. Evil's in trouble. He's bandaging and Chaos is moving up. He's sprinting forward. He sees him. And there goes the cookie.
Yeah.
That is the downfall of most medics that come up with reviving skills. Now, if we look towards more of the east side, how shall we go about this? It looks like the borders are slowly moving out more open. Okay, they've decided to destroy the crows without leaving them. Which is a fair play, fair play. Now, if we have a look towards the tickets, it's not going to lose a lot of tickets for destroying it, but it will keep the vehicles away for a couple of minutes. Now, that's unfortunate. Maximus running out in the open. Whoa! FJ with that toe! My god, man. Jesus. That was the last thing I expected. Beautifully done. Now, you don't see a lot of well-placed toes, but this, I must say, is a well-placed toe. The 30 mils have been holding this eastern side so badly. It's been actually quite hindrancing because a majority of the Russians seem to be more around the western side. So those 30 mils were actually hindering the Americans' eastern side push. Now, they do have a truck trying to escape. It is getting lit up by a couple of Spectre guys. It looks like Wolf Saber gets taken out. That Logi is out in the open, the engine running. It is open in the line of sight of the toe. I'm guessing it looks like it might be, but it looks like FJ has taken off it. Infinity and Kanye run into this truck to give it some support. Nani coming straight forward into Max D. And Nani with that burst taking Max D out. But Nani gets taken out not only by Arkanoid, but by Neil as well. Arkanoid out in the open, gets caught out with his pants down at his ankles. Ah, he hit the mouse. Damn it. Short House Ponyboy trading. And White and Skinny got caught jumping over the wall. And Neil takes out Borg as well. Neil came out on top with flanks holding this hab. It looks like Razy trying to move up. Possibly had sight? No. Did not have a sight. But Ethereum might have seen it. We'll have to see. Do they have the hab placement? No. So it looks like the Russians have set up and have prepared accordingly to push the Americans back towards their own shield markers. Now, it looks like there's been a couple of markers for habs, but nothing to the advantage or accuracy that is needed.
Alright, you don't have to compact it away. There's more space now.
So that, they're coming from, like, a market with a weird mark. The hab mark, like,
Contested from north.
on the right side of the left.
Couple of shots from forest to forest. It looks like they're having trouble spotting them. Ooh, XtraD gets taken out. NVS Beast gets killed as well. Pony trying to move up, gets taken out by Chaos. Chaos is ripping people apart. There's White and Skinny nearly getting killed yet again by Chaos. This man is running rampant through the US side's military, and he gets bled out. That has happened way too many times to me. Oop, and a flank. It looks like a flank. Or not. I think it was just a faraway shot being covered by a close range shot. Now, this had placed, it looks like the Americans might have an idea. We can't be certain, but with the amount of people they're pushing and continually pushing towards this hab, you can kind of see it coming.
Yeah, counter. Can you tell Max is a dude on my move mark? Like really far.
Now, Evil currently by himself.
Look at you.
Looks like he's going to try and pick up Dyslexic Lion. Now, we had a few good chats with him before the game started. Hopefully everything is going well for him, but frankly, we'll have to come back to see how it goes. Now, towards the middle of the map, it looks like they're still having this forest fight, but Chaos and Pesk moving up. Reggie's currently injured, with Shivy and Nadi currently on the southern flank. Now, the problem is, the Russians hold the higher ground, and just like Star Wars, if you hold the higher ground, the other team's going to lose a hand. Now, unfortunately, with them being so focused in dealing with the squads in their own territory, they're unable to give support to the western side, where, as we can see, Beaver has been taken out. It looks like a bit of fair trading. The Russians are using that ditch to very good advantage, as well as the forest line next to the beach. But the Americans are using plenty of smoke to try and cover their infantry's movements through this very, 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 very open field. Now, Handkerchiefin risking his life and limb for Keto, trying to pick him up as a good medic shell. Beaver is back in action, however...
Yeah.
Ooh, that's painful. Them souls just ripping people apart. There goes an RPG trying to kill a couple others. And he comes moving back for fear of opening his position up. Now, here's a couple of people trying to just cross this open pathway. Now, this is a death trap, honestly. This is just bait. Scare Huggy Bear is using this to very good advantage as bait. He is acting as a perfect marksman should, and kudos to him. He's got it wide and open. It is pretty limited and tunnel visioned, but he's not limiting himself to just that little poke of the forest. He is looking around, so kudos to that marksman. Now, ooh, Ting moving up quick and ready, takes out a rally, forcing the team to come back from the hab. Now, this hab is pretty damn close, if not in a hex, so it could be very dangerous. But, from what I can see, they only have 3 people holding this field, but a couple coming in on their eastern flank. Nevins gets taken out pretty damn quickly, just leaving the hab. Thruhouse is currently down and bleeding himself, but yes. It looks like a pretty even split between the deaths on this western side. There has been nothing built towards that island, which is kudos. It seems like people know about the no build function too deep on that island. While on this forest side, in the middle of the map, looks like White and Skinny somehow flanked, taking out not only 1, but 2 Ruskies. It seems like he's got this in the bag. It seems like he has successfully pushed the enemy's team back. Now, if they could, they honestly could push into 13, try and take out that rally. But it looks like Warden was taken out from a couple of men on the 07 hex. Kudos to a couple of those shots. If, honestly, I'll be quite impressed if they wasn't using a scope. Now, with the, I'm not sure which version, I think it might have been version 13. They added scopes for a majority of weapons, which results in a lot of people losing their skill they once had with iron sights. Now, this is an interesting strategy. So, in an attempt to...
Squad 2, can you head further east?
Yes, we're heading in.
That's an interesting placement. I love it, actually. I like it. Now, I don't think this building is actually enterable.
Too soon as
You
well.
can vault over that balcony, so it's not too defensible, but they don't need to worry because Squad 3 pushed well up ahead, taking number 3 out just for their liking. Now, Squad 7 has come in to assist. It looks like it's a double team standoff with only Squad 2 coming in to try and stop their advance. Now, Squad 3 might try and do a rear flank maneuver, hitting 7, heading to 4, and taking that out that hub, or possibly just moving all along through 7, directly into 4, and trying to take out that hub before they realize it. Now, seems like the Russians have taken their home advantage off the high ground, but it looks like Dyslexic Squad is trying to move up. Grimshot gets taken out, trying to pro him up. Shorthouse is bleeding himself. There's a couple of shots from Octopus Prime towards the north. I think he took out Corvair. I'm not entirely sure. It looks like it was the case. But now they are getting flanked because, again, one squad... Oh no! Squad 3 coming to the rescue. Dyslexic getting shot from his east. But it looks like he's got it well in the bag, running forward in his attempt to save himself. Now, Astapor has heard these shots. He is trying to find the people that took those shots. But it looks like he might not have too much of a good chance. There is the tow once again, I believe. Or just a missile. It might have just been a missile. Now, Astapor. Good shooting, man. Looks like he caught Arkanoid trying to cross this road. Sleek successfully made it over. But we'll have to see what he can do. He is a machine gunner. I love this machine gun, by the way. He does know there is something coming in from this southern area, but he's not entirely sure just yet. He is keeping an open look around. Good job, good job. And there goes one. Perfect shooting. Astapor goes down. Meme heard the shots, but he's not entirely sure where it came. But it looks like he caught sight. Sleek caught sight. And the machine gunner propped, ready, and looking directly at the sprinting dude had the advantage. Now, due south, we have Ethereal bleeding out, Battle Doggy bleeding out. Eshi is still kicking and screaming, not wanting to go down, not wanting to be captured. He is a sapper. He's going to try and come in from the flank. He knows they're coming in from somewhere around here, and he's looking for that delicious, delicious radio. The problem with that, however, trying to find that radio, that is the problem. So he's going to chill in the bushes, trying to get a line of sight on anyone he can. Denton comes out in the open. There goes a couple of shots, a lot of misses. It looks like Denton nearly saved himself. However, by pruning to avoid most of those shots, it did sign his death. And there goes Eshen running forward. We'll have to see what happens here, because this could change the course of action, forcing a couple of the US squads to either buddy up on the rallies or use that northwestern hab if they don't take Eshi out before he plants something. Now, Battle Doggy is up, and they were battling, so we'll have to see if Battle Doggy will spend his time trying to find Eshi, who will be doing his utmost in playing spy.
They not let them take a bit.
Now, he does hear the vehicle, he's seen the vehicle, but he decides against it. It looks like he's planning to not play around with that. Is he retreating? It looks like he might be... Ooh. He saw Meme. Meme saw him back, and they both took a shot. Meme coming out to be successful. Thanks to luck, skill, reactions, marksman. It does not save him from those shots, though, as it came from his rear. Now, looks like the US successfully defended any hidden sappers coming to say hi to their radio.
It's hold down in its current position.
It looks like... It looks dangerous. It looks like the Russians have pushed all of the American teams back one hex, but that does not stop Squad 5, 1, 3, and 2 all pushing together in this middle hub. They're doing a full team push with artillery pumping smoke down, trying to hide any sort of movement. But this could also be detrimental, because it will be showing them where, frankly, they are. Because it's either they're coming in this direction, they're moving around in this direction, or they're trying to use it to block our vision. So it's kind of a two-way prong problem. It does look like they're trying to do a very nice spread, however. That is very well done. Kudos to the accuracy of the mortars. I believe that is Squad 4. all the way up there on that hill. I could be mistaken, but I might not be. Those mortar shots are pretty far back. He is using HE rounds. He's shooting a bit low, just behind his own line. Is it actually the Russians shooting? It's the Russians, actually. He's a bit off. He's pretty damn close. Just a bit off. Now, here's Mr. Dub, currently on the mortars. He is using HE rounds, so hopefully he gets more kills than team kills. I'm curious to see if the bot is active for TKs, because that will be an interesting reaction, you could say. Now, in retaliation, it looks like the Russians have started to build up their own line, trying to stop the entire team push down the middle line. However, it does not look like it's going on the American side. They are getting picked off 1, 2, 3 every so often through the trees. But that is to say, they are trying to balance it out by taking out their own 1, 2, 3s every so often. With HBK currently bleeding out, with Infinity injured, Short Ask surrounded by baddies, and a lot of the people on this western side currently holding it off. Now, if we have a look towards the kills, it looks like 160 for Americans, 235 for the Russians. The deaths being pretty average. There looks like two either give-ups or maybe TKs. While a bit more for the Russians. It could be reactionaries, but we'll have to see. The revives are still pretty even. The heals are changing quite drastically, however. So it looks like Ethereal is trying to find out what happened to Astapor. Now, Astapor did give him a shout out that he was shot from a certain hab direction. We won't say anything about that. But it looks like he is playing the teamwork game and is going to try and pick up his buddy. It does take a little bit longer because he's not a medic. However, good luck to him. Now, this is a problem for Mr. Ethereum, because he's got a couple of footers dudes doing the exact same job on the other side of the ridge. Now, Shortass has run around them all. He's opened up on a couple of others. He took out not 1, but 3 people. He comes over the ridge even after the few shots, and they weren't ready for it. It looks like Ethereal and Astapor were taken out. And there is a little bit of frustration. Now one Skinny trying to go for a run for it. But
Where's the halfway right here?
pretty damn well placed, honestly. Pretty damn well placed. But will it be too late for them to rush? They could try and do something on the rear. They do a massive flank, but there's a problem. There's a very big problem here. And that is, a sapper has found their radio. This could be his second time. There goes the IED in its little metal container. He runs away. Hopefully, we'll see if he does it close or far away. He's found the hab. He doesn't want to be noticed, so he doesn't want to get too far to that hab. Now, double checking it, I'm guessing. Making sure he's put it down correct. Oh, and there we have a minor defeat for the Americans. The Russians come victorious, but not too much of a ticket's difference. It seems it was pretty damn close, honestly.
I did say 40 to 50 tickets though, so it's about what I expected.
Hey,
We
do
got
you guys
rounded
love
out.
it when the game decides to have...
So if we have a quick look, let's
Yeah,
try and
like-
see the
But I know
best
when you-
squad. It
only
looks
when you
like
go
a
into
lot of the
combat, though.
squads were fairly even. One squad did seem to be a bit low on the kills, but they could have been more on the support side for the team. Now, in territories, it is highly advised to have habs set up on the rear to make damn sure that they have a rear line to fall back, because it happens in public service. You see everyone set their rallies, set their habs, set everything up on the front line, thinking that there's no way in hell they're going to push back. Now, they are having a small break, so I'll just have a small chill in my own little squad. I can't move. Oop. I popped it too close. Too soon, I think. Nope. I can't become a caster. I think I bugged it out. Let's leave it. Lock it. There we go. So kudos to both sides. That was pretty damn close. Now, I am going to swap teams because I want to see the comms difference between Fortis UC versus OGSalt versus Spectre versus XtraD. Now, as you can see, there is a reason for the clans to be mixed up. It looks like they were pretty damn close at the balancing rate. So I have to say, that's pretty damn well done. Pretty damn well done. Now, it was set up by people of the BigD community on what clans will go on what side and what will happen. Now, if you have the look at the map, there's a bunch of admin cams that are a bug for me. So, hopefully you guys are all enjoying yourselves. This is a small break. I'm not sure how long, so if you wish, please get yourself a drink, go to the toilet, we'll get ready, and have such a fun time in the second round. Now, the first round did go roughly a lot quicker than I thought it would for a territory round. I have had games on public servers that literally go for the 2 hours in total, and it's pretty it's pretty big grinding. It grinds your teeth, honestly. So we've just got a couple of folks just teasing around on the insurgent sides here on this break. Now, the other side, the militants, it seems like they've got some sort of order. Maybe they've all gone for a break. We'll just have to see about that. Maybe they're trying to set up some sort of strategy in their chats. Now, they are in separate Discord channels, so they could be talking full team-wide in those areas, and we won't be able to hear anything because they're all not even on the team yet. They're all just kind of unassigned, just chilling. Now, for now, there's not a lot we could talk about. That looks way too awkward. It looks like he's stuck trying to fall down. 1:55. So 2 minutes. We have 2 minutes. Thank you, Beast, for being one of the coordinators. Kudos to him, as well as everyone else. Part of the BigD community that actually had this set up, got the list down. Now, believe it or not, they actually had over 100 players signed up and asking to participate in this event before a week was even over. Now, half an hour before the event started, you could say, more than like another batch of 50 people actually signed up themselves, realizing that the people that have signed up get essentially reserve slots. So, well, unfortunately, because there were so many of you wonderful people wanting to play, there had to be a cutoff. the people that asked, like, more than a month ago to be in, of course they have to be, in first, because they asked a month ago. It's like, they were prepared. They saw the post and reacted to it as quickly as they could. Now, the clans did get a spot for themselves because they wanted... BigD is trying to do something in accordance with how the game has been promoted, because every so often there are free weekends, sales going on, and a lot of new players. Now, one of the problems with that, not saying it's too much of a problem, is skills. People who've never played a game like Squad before, because it is a pretty unique game, are coming up against clans that have played this game not in beta, but in alpha, before it was even on Steam. And this, as well as several other events like they've actually had a team leading exercise with a couple of clans. They've actually had a couple of people stop by that squad lead a lot and gave tips, advice, and showed some new players who were willing to learn how to squad lead, communication, hab placements, radio placements, the way that they react, the way that they communicate as a clan together, in hopes of spreading that skill around, to spreading the overall skill level of Australian players to a higher degree. Now, we are tryhards. I have no qualms about saying that. I myself am a tryhard. I am super judgy on myself. It does look like the teams have to be swapped over, because it seems like the Spectres and XTs are currently American again. I'm curious if they're just going to do a second map change. Haha, how would I have known? Classic comp events. So, good luck to everyone in this second round. Now, the UC Forters and Extras, sorry guys, I'll give you a shout out when I can, did win the first round with a 56 ticket advantage. So we'll have to see how this second game goes, because 50 tickets, that's a pretty good level on a territory game. Sometimes the game could take 2 hours and one team literally has still 250 spare tickets to go. It was a pretty damn even and fair game. Now, it did look like in a whole, Borders and the UC did meld together pretty well. Or, I'm not really sure because I was on their team, corralled the extra members into their own squads, made them into perfect players. So there was the shout out that the game is live, so people will be setting up. I'll just try and make sure that people will have their squads going, so I don't want to be in the middle of their nonsense. Looks like Shortass is in a squad by himself with the I'm a bad recon as his title. So it looks like it's all good. Let's jump in.
Supply me first, like that first mark, so I can put a toe down. ASAP.
So it looks like they want to put a radio down on this building directly below us. It is a very good spot for any vehicles coming in on the western bank. But from what we saw last game, they didn't touch it too much.
So I need one for the water. I need the water so I can put a toe down to cover that hill.
Cover the hill.
I've only got 5, so I'm happy to pair up with someone.
I did not actually think about that. It is a very, very good spot for that hill. You set up a toe, you can shoot across the entire map. It's going to be beautiful. Now the hab placements are pretty similar to what
I'll do the middle.
The Spectre and BigD
I'll take north again.
and the OGSalt did.
Okay, I got the fast south one.
Now it looks like they did all agree on hab placements, and they are
Who's going to
now decided on who will be going for those hab placements. Looks like they've got a lot of things pretty well planned out. Looks like they want to go for a super aggressive playstyle. We'll have to see how it goes. It could be a bit risky. Now, I didn't get to see it last game, but here are the Russian vehicles if none of you were familiar with it.
Enough lodges for it. Just be
So,
ready for that.
they do have two 30 mils. A nifty little guy.
Oh, I might make a really aggressive play for 10.
Two
Get out, Ravi.
lodges.
Oh, mine
They
can't
didn't take the third
Nah, it's
30
too
mil.
far. They get that before you.
Three
Remember,
lodges.
straight lane for them.
So we'll have to see how it
Holy shit,
goes. It looks like they're trying to go out with a mass load of lodges again, trying to set up
Please
a lot
grab
of
the
habs
strikers
at
far
once.
away. Those things are fucking useless against 30s.
Yeah, I'm just gonna cover them on the hill. I'm gonna put toes up ASAP.
So there's
Guys, main base is up.
Yeah. So wait,
Come
do we still have someone doing the center or?
Main base is
Yeah, I got sent.
forward. Get forward.
there's Max D's thoughts about the
still
American
forward, guys. We gotta leave
vehicles on this
I'm
map.
doing center. I'm doing center.
Okay, great.
I'm gonna try a very ambitious hab on the.
I thought that would be your hab, man.
I'll try and help you with your ambition.
We'll have to see how it goes. Yes, me too, guys. It looks like this round is going to be beautiful. So, they're all set up. They are bringing out all the vehicles besides two crows. We'll have to see how it goes. Now, the crows are usually more anti-personal vehicles than 30 mils, but if they can be set up in a very secure spot, they could make it successful. Now, for what these guys want to do on this map, they're going to have to be very quick. We can expect that from Max D and others. I haven't seen too much of UC's driving, but I know for a fact I've seen Max D's, and there's some things he can do that make you wonder about your skill level in the game itself. There is Squad 5 currently placing a hab on that northern side of the western bank, trying to get some vision on that hill, and oh no! Major choke point here on the hill. Looks like that just chewed up all the time that they could have saved just then. Now, they will be appearing on this road directly in front of infantry. We'll have to see how quickly they can kill or get killed.
Because I'm not next to you.
So there goes their 30 mil, is up on the northern side of that west bank with a 30 mil in the middle. And a 30 mil, no, 130 mil. I keep mistaken. 130 mil seems to be having trouble trying to get up on this mountain, while 130 mil is heading towards the northern side. Yeah, there it is, up on the main road, looking down the side. But Avenue, there's two avenues. No, one avenue. That's disorientating. Avenue is trying to move up his crew to get vision on any habs placed here, but it looks like it could be very limited. HBK running into a 3-man. Did not look pretty. Chicken is also down, but Denton was taken out as well. Now, Shortass is by himself, so it's looking a little dicey. Now, Avni is driving up the road directly in front of Meme. Meme jumps straight into the bushes, hoping to not be seen. And Avni, I think Avni is using this to scout. Jumps out. Yeet, Ethereal. Everyone is on top of him. He's trying his best to kill as many as he can. Takes out 2. Nearly takes out Dyslexic as well. But with Evil coming in on his flank, takes out Avni, giving them the chance to pick each other up. Now, he did take out several members, but not the squad leader. He is still safe.
fucking D4 9-3.
Now, there goes the shout out, so they do know where that hab is placed, which is very kudos. They lost a crow to get that knowledge, but we'll have to see how it goes from there. Now, it looks like a couple of Spectres, Mr. Scare Huggy Bear, and Octopus Maram trying to use the ditch, same as, I believe it was Fortis who's using the ditch. There goes a couple of nades. One sadly gets killed, probably by Pesk himself throwing his own nade. Steez runs directly into the building, hoping to get some sort of sight onto this open field. Now, he just did a quick check to make sure no one else was up here. Ooh, Steez gets killed. I assume lead out from 1 or 2 shots from Pesk.
Outside, man.
Oh no, there you go, Clash Boy. Huggy Bear comes running in, getting... He was in such a bad spot there, getting pushed not from one side but 2. Now, Keto is currently using these containers to his home field advantage, trying to harass UC up on that western bank. Very close nade, hurting Beaver in the process, but not doing too much to Keto.
There's still guys on the other side. Oh, nade over, he's on nade. Oh, he's dead.
Robert GLs.
And that is what I'm talking about by this cliff face. This is what happens if they don't get pushed by people. They get some pretty damn good vision up on this hill shooting down. Now, there is a couple of people getting taken out by some shoot me's and others, like OGSalt. It looks like they're having a tough time in that forest. It looks pretty clustered, honestly. Now, UC are pushing pretty well towards that hab. They are taking a little losses there. That Logi truck is trying to move away. Just probably in fear of losing it and costing tickets. That southeast side. Ooh, it looks like Spectre could be moving up. It could be mistaken. There are a lot of bleeding people underground, I should say. Yep, underground. Spazzola flying around. It looks like the wonderful Ragdoll is working fantastically. Now, Vendetta is bleeding out. We have the very wonderful, very huggable Dave, Cleese, and FJ. They are still up alive. They are acting like bush Wookiees. They do not want to be seen, but at the same time, want others to be seen. Good luck to them. Hopefully they see what they see. Now, Fortis is moving up on bulk towards Dave Cleese's position. We'll have to see if Dave Cleese can
Stay low, stay
Big boy, there's the
achieve
RDM out on the
this.
west
There
island
is the
and it's
classic
on-
lean crouch.
We can't get it, it's too far.
Now,
Yeah,
Accurate
Captain,
mark
what's
on
that thing goes,
BTR on 0.
Infantry.
kudos to Short Ass giving that shout out.
Down.
BTR marking, BTR marking.
Couple of good shots from both teams. There goes a nade. Unfortunately, it didn't hit anyone successfully. Second nade takes out Avni. Short Ass comes up over the ridge, taking out Nardi. Now Sleep can heal Dave. Holy crap, Short Ass. Single shot to Dave Cleese's head takes him out of the count. That was... Holy crap. And it looks like... Ooh, there goes the 30. That's gonna be painful.
Yeah.
Looks like Fortis is successfully stalling all sorts of pushes on this southeastern flank. Now on the northwestern flank, it looks like the opposite is happening. It looks like they're trying to dig in on this factory. There is a 30 mil. No, not 30 mil. That is the little boy. No, that is a husk. Sadly mistaken. Now, it looks like they're getting there.
We got one blueberry in here with us. He's down.
Definitely P10
Watch
guys,
this
the
little
P10 squad 2 needs to hold it.
alleyway thing.
And with that blueberry, or sorry, his name is Scotty, goes down, the Russians come pouring in on the main entrance. Now, they are trying to run in. Pesk is taking a few shots left and right, trying to hurt. To take a few of them out. Now, Sweetbix is taking a few pot shots down this little alleyway. He missed Astapor. Astapor is coming around. Pesky taking shots left and right. It looks like no one was successful. There goes Sweetbix.
That needs to be dealt with.
Astapor, full auto. Realizes he's out of ammo. Tried to run. Unfortunately, he was just too far down the alleyway. Pesk is successfully holding the enemy team back. Left side! Lion with the full auto completely overshoots Pesk's head, saving his life. Now, he did have to use his last bandage on himself. No, he's actually saving Sweetbix, trying to bring Sweetbix back. So, Sweetbix could bandage Pesk himself. Hopefully, he can do it.
We have marker accurate, 100%.
That's my last bandage and I'm bleeding.
You good.
Sweetbix is a medic. So that's a kudos play right there. Very well done. Very well done. Now, unfortunately, with them both being here, the rest of their squad is currently outside of this little
100% accurate.
compound, you could say. They are moving up pretty well through the buildings. Run straight into Mootable.
We can put it away from the habs, that'd be great.
All three reacting instantly, taking out Mootable.
Put it near repair bay.
Roger.
That was scary. Now, there is a squad set themselves up in a couple of nice sniper positions up on those hilltop buildings. There goes a lat, taking a few shots towards a couple of infantry. Now, that did leave open his position. He gets taken out by a few people up on the hill. Sweden Squad King.
Try and get some use them away guys, push it forward.
Now, it does look like they are pushing their radio from somewhere. Oh, they're pushing. Now, it's still fairly even there. Hexes are pretty damn well balanced. With the Russians taking on that western side for themselves, while the Americans take the eastern side. The eastern is a lot more open, so those one-shot taps are very vital to the cause. Squad 7 is trying to slowly move up from Hex 9 to Hex 15. They are doing a slightly good job. There is an slightly open field ahead, which is causing them a bit of pain because Vendetta, White, and 30s, FJ, and a couple of others are trying to keep them out. Now, Sleek and Flinks are in a bad position because that sounded like a 30 on their position. Short-ass Neil currently trying to stay out of sight but get vision on this vehicle. Now, Short-ass
I got 2 bandits.
is slowly moving forward. There goes Max D's shout out in local that he only has 2 bandages left.
Marksman northeast, you're ready.
Now, there is no hab here, but there is a vehicle and a rally. A couple of nicely aimed shots by York. Woo! There goes one shot. They are smoking and on fire.
Real close to the rally, about to get one.
It looks like Counterflak is having trouble finding them through the bushes. Mac Dazzler jumps out, trying to repair the vehicle. Now, he did use the scroll wheel, which did cost him time, which gave Neil a chance to gain vision on them. Now, 30s has heard him.
So be careful.
Neil is getting shot at. White end is pushing Chicken, and Chicken gets taken out. 30s is currently stuck in a... Oh, no, 30s thought he's left. Neil opens fire. Unfortunately, 30's quick reaction saves himself. And a jump up with full auto. Straight to Neil's head. And there goes the explosion. Camouflage still in the vehicle. Dies with FJ picking up Mac Dazzler. Now, that is a bit of a costly play. It's currently 196 tickets to 175. The kill counter
I'm looking at it now.
is slightly becoming more skewed as time goes on in the second round.
Don't push up, Ash.
Let's try and force that west side again.
We lost the east, northeast.
It looks like to me
I will. We just
they
have to stay
slightly
low.
overextended in a way, which may have cost them more than one hex that they gained. And it might become more even, since they did have one more hex than the Russians for a
Take my
short
guys
while.
into 11. We'll try and get into
So it's becoming more and more about kills and revives than it is about the hex control. Because it seems like both teams are pretty damn balanced indeed. Now we've got a couple of people running through this forest again. This is a major fighting area here. Not only in round 1, round 2, or public service. You will always find baddies hiding in bushes, being bush Wookiees, or just playing the Ruskin advantage. Now, Borg is slowly moving over this rise, using it to good advantage. He does have knowledge that there is some infantry over the road, thanks to a 30mm taking a few pot shots. While the infantry are using that to their goddamn good advantage. Kudos to Mr. Torvich Cookie, currently sitting way up onto that hilltop. Now, Spectre and OGSalt are slowly moving in on this middle area. But at the same time, it looks like UC does not want to give it up, and they have it right. The last thing you want is to lose your position on any of these forest areas in the middle of the map. Archer trying to give some good sight and knowledge to Random, who is slowly moving up ahead. Astapul's trying to get sight, but he gets distracted by the gunshots, takes a few shots. Archer goes down. Astapul is still standing, even with that little bit of health he has left. Now, Random has heard the shots. He doesn't want to peek it or fear of getting shot out. Bean Man is currently being shot and is running for his life. Ozzy is picking up Archer. Pretty successful. Random comes within 5 feet to get that clear line of sight.
marked on map, please.
Now, FJ has heard the shots, but FJ's been sighted by a marksman. By a couple of marksmans. He has taken a couple of shots. He is bleeding after he just bandaged, and it just did not look successful. I wonder if there was a play with the models there, with one person seeing something and the other seeing something else. Now, Mr. Swag King currently using his own rocks to advantage, trying to take some pot shots at Mr. Dyslexic Lion, who is pretty well outlined by the smoke and open field and daylight. It's not a good place for a Russian to be. Not on this map.
100% have on mark, but it's already.
Ooh, we're seeing this. Chaos Johnny's got it, but Chaos coming in. Now, if I have a quick look, Chaos is a combat engineer. He has the opportunity to take out this hype. He just has to find the radio. Now, Omaha does have it. There's no point in having two casters trying to catch start of this. So let's keep towards this eastern side. Give some love. We'll hear the explosion from halfway across the map. No worries there. Arkanoid trading shots alongside of York, Mac, and Counterflak. They aren't in the vehicles, but they are still crew members. Very curious to see that. Ooh. From the side flank, shot us with a couple of quick shots to Counterflak's head. They are possibly... Wait, no. He was revived. If he survived since we saw that revive, kudos, Mr. Counter. That is impressive. Because the crew member, one thing you can find is usually they're slightly lacking in their loadout once they lose that vehicle. Yes, Max D.
Yeah, our striker's not doing anything against it. It's
It's
too
the
far away.
distance, yeah. At that distance, we
I know.
can't do anything.
I know.
Yeah, we need a tow.
We got a tow into him before, but he's just destroyed it. I'm trying to put up the second one.
So if we have a quick look at the map, Chaos is still at it.
Start to lose 10.
Still at it. Ooh, big push from the Russians onto Hex 10. It also looks like the Americans got pushed back from 4. That could be very dangerous. We'll have to see if they could try and flank over to try and spread the love and come in and encircle them. It could be done, but it looks like from the very east, Squad 4 coming in with a 3-man to cap 30 from behind the lines. Who do we have here in Hex 30? We have Mr. 30s, White and Skinny, and Dave Cleese. Kudos to these guys. They are working very well as a 3-man. And it looks like there is no one in a viable spot to try and stop them from capping this. They're going to neutralize it. It's not going to be pretty. And it's going to give them a Hex advantage. It looks like the tickets have bounced back to 135 for the Americans and 140 for the Russians.
Just found their radio on the west side.
They've just got a radio to your west.
Yeah, they're going for it.
So it looks like they will be trading radios. We'll have to see if Chaos is quicker and if Fortis can... No, UC can bring about a win on this side. Because it looks like they've either found it... No. They didn't find the radio, they found the hat. So they have to be very careful with their lives. Big Boy trades with Hack. It would have been a good play. Unfortunately, there's 3 others that could know where this radio is. I don't think there's a tell anywhere close that it's in here, but it's not exactly hard to hear it.
Got a BTR possibly in 7. I can only hear it.
And... Yep. They lost their hab, but Squad 2 instantly going for the right building. They know exactly where this radio could be placed.
Trying to get a flank on us.
Yeah, they've wrapped all the way around. South. Oh, sorry, north. Yeah, south.
So they found it. We'll have to see if they can successfully get everyone in to dig this down. It looks like they've given up on this radio, which could be bad, could be good. It looked like it was being used to a good advantage to attack, but it's also in a fallback position, so it could be alright to lose it. I'm not saying it always is, but it could be. So Mr. Kudos to Octopus, Scarebuggy, Hack, and the leader of Squad 2. Wait.
What's going on the hub?
Ah, there you are, Mr. Steez. Kudos to Mr. Steez. I was trying to find you, dude. So towards 10, Russians are pushing pretty heavily. It looks like the cap has been stopped. Thanks to Shekels and Scotty coming in alongside with Pesk. Looks like Pesk was taken out trying to move into the compound. Hanky Chief and Beaver, Keto, and Coco Pops currently inside. Showing them who's boss. Coco Pop and Shackle's coming around the corners. Shackle with a good burst to Coco's head. Coco goes down in a bloody heap.
Let's just ignore 30 for now, we're capping 4.
Can you smoke me, maybe?
Yeah.
Just caught one, they're shifting west, going towards the
Now, if you have a look at this full map, you will see Squad 4 got encircled by 1 and 7. The front line moves up, and a whole squad is currently out of position, and their rally isn't in a good spot either. They could do a flank and possibly steamroll, or Fortis could keep pushing forward.
I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit.
You're crazy. Please don't die. Oh wow. Move back.
Pesk giving some good advice to Shekels. Ooh.
Down.
Oh shit.
Just hit me with an
They
RPG.
really don't want Pesk to get up. FJ slowly moving the field, possibly trying to come back towards Coco Pops. Now, Coco Pops has given up, but he might have given a shout out that there's people running around this road.
Northeast. Northeast. It's a good shot.
Yeah, he is.
I'm trying to figure out if that was Brewy who just died. Ooh, 30 mil in the main road, taking pot shots. Shekels did pick up Pesk again, and it looks like Pesk has been brought back from death. That sounded like Ooh, nice shot flanks.
Get the caps. Keep fighting.
30 mil on fire, bleeding, death, destruction. Oh no. Looks like Fortis is coming back with 91 tickets to 76. It looks like they were not happy getting pushed, so they're pushing back. Ethereal by himself against a 2-squad man push. I think Ethereal is in a bad place. He is a marksman, so it's not too surprising he's by himself. But if he opens fire... Oh, he got spotted by Spazzler. Spazzler takes him out with Ethereal being too focused on trying to survive. And there's the instant give, knowing full well that he was by himself. So it looks like the line has been set back up. Squad 2 is pretty far out, but also taken on the American Squad 2. It looks like they didn't find the rally, or were farming the rally. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. In fact, instead of we'll have to see, let's see. There is a lot of dead bodies, as you can tell, with a Russian rally being placed. I thought that was the UC's rally, but I am mistaken. It looks like Squad 2 tried to push up to this hab, knowing that there's something over there, mainly because there's someone on it. Now, looks like Fortis UC and the other guys. Sorry, it's just an open term. Looks like they've let. Well, not really. It doesn't look like it. It looks like Shortass is trying to delay on. Oh no, he's just leaving it. It looks like they're letting them have the hab for the sake of pushing, because if there's a squad missing, there's not a squad on the front lines stopping them from moving on ahead, which is allowing them to recap 10 and that eastern side. And there's a shout out with Squad 4 taking Hex 11. Now we'll have to see if Squad 1 quickly reacts, it looks like they've actually noticed it and trying to get line of sight for anyone moving through these open fields. It is not a very pretty hex if there are people in that forest of 13. Now, Squad 7 is getting pretty damn close towards that hab. Pretty damn close. Ah, Squad 2 coming back from the grave onto that southern hab, killing the Russian Squad 2 before they could do anything too severe. Now, there is one still alive. However, I would like to stay here to see what happens. Now, Squad 3, Dyslexic Squad, is moving in to try and seize Mr. Catgun Squads from capping, but they're going to need a lot more people to stop this because majority wins. Though it looks like Pesk and Shekels is currently moving off from the hex. So it looks like they won't be able to successfully control it. Oh no! Squad 3 left the hex. They're capping again. Was that a good idea? We'll have to see. There's not a lot of the Americans to hold this hex, but it is a hex that will change the ticket loss.
Got a bit of a defensive rally down, so I'll see if I can clean them up on your flanks.
Sounds good. They're coming east.
So that hab was lost,
Squad
but
4,
a new hab was spawned pretty far up on the front line. It looks like it is getting pushed pretty severely by Spectre and Ethereal. A couple of XtraD guys. But Fortis have already demonstrated their accuracy and then their courage to use it. Beaver slowly bleeding out by himself in the compound. All alone. But no, about that. We have Shekels Pesk coming back in. It looks like they might have tried to do a side flank to see if anyone will come in, as well as moving into the next hex to be 100% prepared to capture. However, it looks like Dyslexic has moved in just enough to hold this cap, but they are in a very open spot, and it's costing them quite dearly with Reza opening up and killing multiple members of this once proud squad.
Southeast of me, I'll be too close.
I'm not going to bother
Losing sec on the west side.
Yeah, right.
You're behind a big old fence.
Taken from brown buildings and low wall.
Yeah, bro.
So if we have a super zoom out, there's a vehicle in a squad moving super far.
I'm gonna get full stamina and then run in.
I can just keep picking me up no matter what.
Fair enough. MG somewhere with 50, like southeast.
Okay, there goes squad hex 17, though they do need a third on there, I think.
South of me.
I don't see that.
Jeez, 2 medics is scary.
Into territory 8.
And here comes a 30 mil support. Ooh. I do not want to be these guys if that stops here. But it looks like they're going on ahead. Now, Squad 4 has to keep a...
In the field, south.
I'm gonna
try and reset a bit in the center on the defense.
A group of people on hex 11. Otherwise, they will lose it. There goes Ben again. Well, no, it's actually the opposite. Ben saved Reza while Reza ran off.
This is not cash money.
No, I don't.
Coco Pop's got sight on Reza. Reza doesn't even know. Coco stayed prone. Here's a couple of shots. Slowly moves up on the prone position. Gets line of sight and is prepared for Reza to poke his head up again. We'll have to see when Coco takes the shot. Possibly waiting for Reza to try and stop. A full auto burst with only 1 or 2 rounds hitting Reza. Unfortunately, it did not kill him, so Coco moves up knowing full well that he's still standing. Possibly. There goes an aid. Overthrows it by a couple of meters. However, that did give him a chance to jump over the wall. But Reza did see him. He knows Coco Pop is there. He just can't trade. Because if he does, no one else is on this hex. And it's not exactly an open spot. Now, from what I can see, Gorilla is slowly moving up to try and assist. And there goes Coco Pop with a kill. Capgun's running straight up through the open, not realizing it, trying to go for a knife.
Had people watching it.
I'm so thoroughly confused. I feel like he tried to go for a knife.
Center's gone.
And yeah, there goes the center. Now once they capture 6 and 11, it's not going to be pretty. They got to move quick.
Enemy radio found. I'm gonna ID.
Ah, Ishii again with the kudos radio find. They are going to IED this. This is going to cost the Russians 30 tickets, which they do not have. If he's quick enough, it's going to save the day for the Fortis and UC boys, winning the second round of this great Big D event. Let's chill with Ishii as this happens. GG. Good job, guys. 10 out of 10. That was so goddamn close. 100%. So goddamn close.